Hello, world, kings and queens. Welcome to another episode at the Wealth District. I'm your host, Dr. P, the financial architect. You know what I do. I help families be able to build wealth and have a peace of mind when it comes to their money. Today, I have an amazing guest, Dr. Loretta Wall. I'm so excited meeting her for the first time today, and hopefully we can add a lot of value to you guys. All right, stay tuned. We're coming right back. Welcome back, y'all. You know what time it is, man. We're at the Wealth District. We're going to have a dope conversation. As I mentioned earlier, we have an amazing special guest today with us, Dr. Loretta Wall. It's my first time meeting. I just met you right now.
Right now.
I look forward to the conversation. And I want to thank you for making the time to come up here and kind of have this conversation, be able to share value to share with my audience. All right?
Absolutely.
So how you feeling today?
I'm good. Can't complain.
I love that, man. How's the day going?
So far, so good. Busy, but productive.
Listen, busy people got a lot of stuff done, right?
Yes.
You agree?
Yes, I agree.
Good. I just want to thank you for making it on my podcast. And I ask every person that come on my podcast the same question. My first question, when you think about wealth, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. To me, it means wholeness, fulfillment.
Wholeness.
Taking
like
a holistic approach to living, achieving, adding value, and receiving value.
That's right. I love that. I love that. What about family?
Family is a part of the wealth equation.
That's right. That's right. Kids, married?
Yes, I am married to my husband, Wayne Wall, Dr. Wayne Wall.
Okay.
And then I have two kids, a 9-year-old, soon to be 10, and a 6-year-old.
Man, that's awesome. So what would you say was probably your biggest challenge in trying to run a career and also raise a family?
Just one challenge?
Oh, we have many.
Absolutely.
The biggest one. Like, every parent got that.
To me, I would say the growth aspect of all encompassing. Because we're dynamic human beings, we
Yes.
evolve over time.
Yes.
As you're evolving as a person individually, but you're also evolving your family, that comes with so many different challenges, like so many different
Yes.
versions of yourself
Yes.
has to erupt. And so at each level that comes with a challenge. And so I don't like to use the word balance, but the juggling of all of those things in order to be the individual that I would like to be, but also the professional that I would like to be.
That's right.
The person of impact that I would like to be, but also the best mother and the wife I would like to be.
Man, I love that. Let me ask you a question. I feel like people that are very busy and are multifaceted are more focused and they're able to get a lot done, right? So just talking to Dream earlier, I had asked him, tell me a little bit about you, right? He mentioned that you're in the healthcare profession, right?
Yeah.
You're also versed in the area of finance. So how do you, like say, being married, having children, how do you balance the two different career paths, and what attracted you to look into the second career path?
I don't think I balance at all. I just think I juggle. When you're juggling, something's going to be up in the air at one time. May not be everything, but one thing. And so I have to make my calendar my boss so that I get to prioritize all the things that are important to me. So all of the things that you just named, they're important to me. So for me, I've been in healthcare for 20 plus years. And so I'm a doctorally prepared nurse practitioner. I own my own practice.
Awesome.
But as I was evolving and growing my family, I began to realize the math was not mathing. I feel like I did everything they said to do,
Yeah.
And I did it in that order. They
Yeah.
say, hey, go to
Go
school,
to school.
get a good job,
Yeah.
get your education. I got my education, and it still didn't seem like it was.
It wasn't mathing.
It was not mathing.
Yeah.
No matter how much I increased in salary, no matter how many more degrees I obtained, nothing against degrees. I'm highly degreed.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like it built the wealth that I thought I deserved based on how much work I had
was
put
put
into
in. Yeah.
and how much knowledge I was also seeking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, it was just like, okay. So I got interested in that. Like I would now, in hindsight, I can say my eyes began to open a little bit back in '08 when I was being trained in the ICU. The housing market crashed, and I was like, "What's happening here?"
What's happening here? Yeah.
Someone who was training me had lost close to $500,000 in the market, just based on how things were going, and he was set to retire soon.
Yeah.
And so to me, I wanted answers.
Yeah.
Like, how is that working? And so that's hindsight. But fast forward to when I entered into the financial space, I was like, if the math is not mathing right now, as I grow my
could get
family,
worse.
it's going to get tighter.
Yeah.
So I need to sit down with someone to figure something out.
Yeah.
And that's where my journey started.
And I love that,
Mm-hmm.
right? You became aware.
Mm-hmm.
See, there are 4 levels of competence, right?
Yeah.
There's unconscious incompetent,
Yeah.
meaning you just don't know what you
Yeah.
don't know. You don't know that the thing exists,
That's
right?
so good.
You see what I'm saying?
So good.
Then there's conscious incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
You now are aware of the thing that you were not aware of before, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then you get to the next level. Is what? Unconscious competence is you now begin to get like skill in what that thing is. You now begin to figure out more about it. You begin to not take it to your advantage. Then you have what? Unconscious what? Competence. Now everything is what begin to what play itself out and play together, right? So when you became competent of what was happening, 08, market is crashing, things are happening, people are losing homes, stock market is crashing, real estate market, the bond market, everything is crashing, and you got scared, and the math even before that wasn't mathing,
Right.
So now it was really not going to math. So when you saw that, what was your first step as far as like what did you feel you were lacking, and what did you feel like you needed to learn to fortify yourself so that in the event that was to happen again, you feel more
Literally.
prepared?
When I asked the person who I was referencing who lost close to $500,000, I asked him, I said, so this is where you guys want me to put my money for retirement?
Okay.
So when I say this, most people understand retirement. They think about 401k, that whatever their job is offering. And so I was questioning that, being that was the primary thing that was offered at our job. But also everyone I knew was doing the same thing.
Sure.
But then to me, I felt like, okay, if they're doing the same thing, but they're not getting any further, and then this is happening, why would I follow that same path? There's
Okay.
something that I do not know about how these products work or what other options are out there for me so that
Sure.
I wouldn't be in this position 10,
Sure.
20, 30 years from now.
Sure.
So
Love
that
that.
was the gap, and it was just a knowledge gap as it pertains to understanding finances.
That's right.
I wanted to know more,
Yeah.
but I didn't have access to more
Yes.
from where I was sitting.
Yes, and I love that. Right? See, I'm an avid reader, of the good book, the Bible, right? Because I feel like there's so much knowledge in the Bible, right? I feel like there's so much instruction and direction. So, a lot of books that we have today are taken from the Bible, right,
Yeah.
and kind of just modified to fit contemporary times, right? The Bible mentioned that in all thy getting, get understanding.
Come on now.
I don't care what you got going on. I don't care what you're doing.
Yep.
If you don't understand something, like Warren Buffett said, never understand anything that you don't understand.
Right.
A lot of times, as being a financial advisor, like I said, I've been in the industry for over 20 years.
Okay.
Obviously, like I said, I'm also in the medical field, right? So I was doing it on a part-time basis, and that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life to kind of want to get. So same thing, curiosity, right? Because I wanted to know, right? I wanted to learn, and I wanted to be better. And I feel like a lot of people are in this space where they're not sure what to do, right? They, like you said, go to school, learn this, learn that. They come out of school, they're doing that job, but the math is not mathing, right? So I always tell people all the time, before you take advice from anybody, you got to make sure that that person is qualified to give that advice.
That's true.
Right? Because just because somebody say I'm a financial advisor,
Right.
that don't mean that they're a financial advisor, because in the industry there are different levels of financial advisor.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So for me, I always say that anybody that you give advice to, you have a fiduciary responsibility
Absolutely.
to make sure that you're giving advice that best fit them. You would agree that no one size should fit everybody.
Absolutely.
Right? So I want to kind of just, what did you learn? Right? You would say, hey, I figure like, I'm missing something. What did you feel like, without having to go maybe too much in detail, but what did you feel like you learned that gave you that confidence? Like, you know what? Okay, this is what I was looking for. And when did you know that you found what you were looking for?
Oh, I love this question. I really do, because one of the reasons I created a financial literacy firm, it's because I feel like once someone is informed about how things work,
Sure.
they're able to make an informed decision.
Absolutely.
And so for me, to answer your question, I feel like I learned how products work,
That's right.
how money grows in those different products,
That's right.
how money is taxed.
That's right.
And then I was able to apply that to what my goals were.
That's right.
And so
That's
once
right.
I gained clarity, I could take action.
That's right.
So a lot of times we're unable to take action due to lack of clarity.
That's right.
And I quickly realized that we live in a world
That's right.
where in the spaces where we spend most of our time, we do not get access to financial information and education.
That's right.
And because of that, we enter into the workforce as soon as we're able to work without knowing the rules to the game.
That's right.
And so for me, after I gained that clarity, I began to see the world in a totally different way.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
your question is so on point. And when you think about, responsibility and how financial advisors and people in the financial industry help people, I tell people often, people have expertise in certain,
Sure.
in different ways.
Sure.
But you find one that fits you, someone that's trying
right.
to teach you something
That's right.
that it would be
That's
in
right.
alignment with your goals.
That's right.
That's going to be a
That's
better
right.
fit.
I agree with you 1,000%. Right? As a financial advisor, right? I've had the privilege and opportunity to be able to sit with a plethora of people from 18 to almost 80, right? And obviously, a plan for a 18-year-old is not going to be the same plan for an 80-year-old
Right.
or a 50-year-old, right? And I feel like the biggest thing is always it's a learning gap,
Yeah.
right? Because you can learn about finance all you want, but if you don't do nothing with information, it's useless, right? People always say knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. It's only potential power,
Come on.
right? When
Yeah.
you apply it, that's where the power lies, right? Like the Bible talks about wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Instead of the three things, wisdom is a principal thing.
Yeah.
Wisdom is what? The application of the knowledge.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
It's just
absolutely.
like me teaching you about money. But if you go back tomorrow and do the same thing that you did yesterday without applying what I taught you, you don't have wisdom. You have knowledge,
Yeah.
but you don't have wisdom.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's
So
such a good
in your
point.
profession, whether it's the medical or the finance, what do you feel like is the biggest challenge when you meet with people that you face? And how do you normally
Okay.
overcome that?
That's so good. So, to your point, it is the knowledge gap is the first hurdle. But because I've created an avenue to kind of check that one at the door, the other one is action.
Action. That's right.
The inability to take action and distraction. I think distraction is the biggest barrier to taking action.
Yeah.
Because we live in a world where we are overworked.
Overwork.
We have so
Underpaid.
many competing priorities
Yeah.
and underpaid, undervalued, and the wealth disparity, the health disparity,
Yes.
but also inflation and all of that. It's all encompassing to the barriers that may be in between. Okay, now I have this information. Now I need to take action in the direction that best serves me.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge I
Spot
see
on.
is the action one. But I
Spot on.
have like literally one of my biggest driving forces for doing financial planning and helping people understand this stuff is to coach them through taking action.
Yeah.
I'm so passionate about that because if we don't get it,
Yeah.
the wealth gaps, it's
massive.
getting wider.
It's massive.
It's gonna get wider
It's
if
massive.
we do not get it as a community.
Yeah. I think that's what drives my passion, right? I'm a foreigner, right? Born and raised in Ghana, West Africa, right?
Okay.
I came to this country when I was maybe 10, 11 years old. And by the grace of God, I was able to meet somebody at the age of 17 that kind of put me on game to finance,
That's
right?
sweet.
And to me, I realized that had I not meet that man at that age, I don't know where my life would be today.
Come on now.
So I
where it
believe
would
in
be.
divine intervention or divine appointment. I met that man there at that time for a particular reason because God knew where he wanted to take me, right?
Yeah.
And he also knew that at some point I'll be doing this on a full-time basis.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I had to go through my difficulties and be able to learn certain things so that when I sat with somebody, I'm not just teaching from a book. I'm teaching you from my life, right?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of advisors out there that only teach from a book.
Yeah.
They're not really, they say, oh, do this, but they themselves, they're not doing it, right?
Absolutely.
And that's a problem, right? I want to kind of just shift a little bit.
Okay.
Earlier, you mentioned, right? You in the medical field, you in the finance, right? Tell me a little bit about your entrepreneurship journey, because that's a journey that a lot of people are fearful to take,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of unknowns, a lot of uncertainties.
Yes.
So, what made you want to embark on that journey? And in that journey, what kept you going, even when there were times I believe you probably wanted to quit? What kept you going?
Dr. P, you got some good questions. No, seriously, entrepreneurship isn't easy. Sometimes it's sensationalized and we make it seem glamorous. But for me, my first introduction into entrepreneurship was watching my mom build a business. So my mom was a single parent, and she's the first business owner that I knew that looked like me. And I watched her change the trajectory of our family lineage by being a business owner. She is a sibling of 16 other siblings. She has 16 other siblings. And so I feel like she pulled our family out of poverty by stepping out into entrepreneurship. I didn't know that that's what was happening then, but I watched it. In hindsight, I could see how that force drove us into the ability to go to school where we needed to go to school to obtain the life experiences and the degrees that we thought we needed to build a career. And so that was my first introduction. It was just my mom, my sister, and myself. Like, I did invoices,
So it was
I
part of
did
your journey.
receipts, itemization, bids, where my sister kind of helped us go from company to company to pitch ourselves. And so that was my first introduction.
Like that.
But early on, I wanted to, the first professional I noticed was a nurse who came to help take care of my grandfather who was bedridden. And so I was like, oh, okay. I know I want to do something with my life.
Yeah.
I see this person is taking care of someone that I love. I would like to impact people in that way. So that was my first introduction to a profession. So I set my sights on becoming a nurse.
Yeah.
I was very intentional, became a nurse, worked in the ICU, got a graduate degree, became doctorally prepared, and then became a nurse practitioner. So as I embarked upon my career, I began to feel as if I felt like I was being trapped in a system that didn't allow me to serve people in the way that I wanted to serve them. And that's
deep.
That's
That's
huge
deep.
for me.
That's deep.
I found myself in a place where if someone needed an extra 20 minutes of my time to listen to them, to educate them on something, to show them where to go and how to go there.
Yeah.
I couldn't do
Couldn't
that
do it.
because I worked for someone who said I couldn't.
Yeah.
Who said I needed to see them in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Man, I need you to expound on that because
Okay.
you see, here's the thing, right? Having the privilege to sit with people over all these years, there is always similarities amongst all the people. There's always the money issue.
Yeah.
If either they're making too much of it, but they're living just over broke,
Yeah.
right? Because they're making more, they're living a high standard of broke, right? And those who are not making enough, they are okay just not making enough, right? So I tell people all the time, it's like, unless you figure out and solve the money thing,
Yeah.
you're gonna always compromise, right? So I love that you at an early age you saw that potential and that desire to say, I don't want to be stuck in a cage. I want to be able to break free and do what I want to do, right? So it's known that about 80% of people that are currently working right now are dissatisfied with their jobs, but yet they're fearful to do something different or to leave it, right? What's your biggest fear when you started your entrepreneurship journey? What was your biggest fear, and what's the advice you have for people right now that are looking to do something different or maybe do something additional to what they're doing right now but are fearful?
I look at fear a little bit differently. Like, to me, I don't care about that much. It's there, right?
It's there.
It's there. But the courage that I have to overcome fear is rooted in my confidence. And my confidence is rooted in how I show up for myself. But also in my belief in God, also my belief in my assignment. So if
There
I
we
had
go.
to name a fear, maybe it would be how my family would be impacted by my decisions. Even though I know it would always work out, if their belief in my assignment and their belief in what's happening
Yeah.
may not be at the same level as mine,
Yeah.
that was my biggest fear. But it
like
didn't it didn't stop me
like that.
because it is what it is. I was answering a call to do what I know that God told me to do. And so for me, that fear is just a little, it's just over there sitting down.
little tap.
And this is go on. And so I think people allow fear to stop them. Fear is healthy. Like it is your that tap on your shoulder that's saying, "Hey, you're about to grow."
Yeah.
But you got to
Bingo.
show up and become the person you need to be to
Bingo.
grow.
Yeah.
And if you're ready to
Yeah.
go through whatever you got to
Yeah.
go through to become that person, you're going to still take action in the direction that you need to. But if you're like, I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if I'll have enough money to do what I need to do. I don't know how it's going to feel, how long I'm going to feel that way. It stops you. So my biggest advice to people is to do the things that you can do to grow and to the person you need to be. So that means personal development. That means getting mentors,
Mentors, yeah.
becoming coachable,
I'm coachable. That's right. Bingo.
but also adding tools to your toolbox.
That's right.
Adding skills so that in whatever transition you have in your entrepreneurship journey, you can pivot.
Yeah.
Also, one of those tools and skills that you can add to your toolbox, your faith.
Faith.
Your preservation.
Bingo.
Your preservation. Like,
Bingo.
how do you preserve yourself throughout the different ups and downs of business and entrepreneurship? So, like, for me, fear is just, it is what it is. Just
It
like
is
everything.
what it is.
Just like everything else.
Yes,
So you
yes.
just move.
Man, look, listen, I'm enjoying this conversation so much because I feel like we have so much in common, right? And I want to kind of go back. You said something very key.
Okay.
You said that prepare yourself for your assignment. You didn't say prepare yourself for your job because I believe that your job is what you get paid to do. Your assignment is what God made
Come
you
on now.
to do.
Come on now.
Right? So at what point in your life journey did you say, man, I'm made for more than this? Or God, what do you got planned for me? Or like God, what is my calling? Like, when do you start thinking? Because you mentioned faith. That's a big deal because I've been on this faith journey for some time now.
Come on now.
I had to figure out through failure. I had to figure out through lack of belief. I had to figure out through
Everything.
everything, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like God, I struggle so much because I feel like God was taking off the training wheels. The more I struggle, the more He took them off, right? Because why? It was building tenacity. It was building more faith. It was building more power. It was building more belief, right? So I had to go through that journey. And I encourage everybody to go on that journey because I'm telling you, it is worthwhile, right? So I want to kind of
That's so good. That is so good. So to piggyback on that, one of my friends told me, she said, Lo, one of the reasons things hit you so hard when they hit you is because your calling is higher.
Come on with it, bro.
And so
on with
believing that and
Come on with it.
hey, it is what it is. I know from experience,
Yeah.
from my belief, and
Yeah.
every time that God has shown up for me
Yeah.
in my life, that anytime struggle or barriers hit, blessings are right over the horizon. It's like right there around the corner. And so to me, I'm
Talk
like,
about
okay,
it.
bring
Talk
it on.
about it. Listen,
Bring it
talk
on.
about it. That is so profound.
And so, like, I would say, growing up, I used to pray for wisdom. I don't know where that came from. Like as a kid, I used to pray for wisdom every night. My mom, who worked a lot, she worked a full-time job while building actually two jobs while building a business. But she made sure that our community, our village, gave us what we need. So I had this community leader who would pick my sister and myself up for church. And so we would go to all the things, Sunday school, vacation Bible school, church, and all that kind of stuff. And so my faith was built through that. And so, I think prayer is one thing. Regardless of your belief, it could be I'm praying to the higher power that I believe in, but it also is you speaking to your subconscious.
That's right.
Come on now.
That's right.
You're speaking to your subconscious.
You talking.
So as we speak to ourselves,
man.
like as an adult, like
Yeah.
in the moments where I was feeling like, okay, I'm not serving people in the way that I think I should be serving them, I started praying for God to align me with my assignment.
Come on with
I didn't know what that looked like.
on with
This
it.
is before
Come on
finance.
with it. Yeah, come on with it.
And during that time, stuff just started happening. And I was like, I hear you, God. I see you.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you. Okay, okay, I'm going to take action. I see you. It's not even healthcare. What am I supposed to be doing over here?
Yeah.
And he said, just do it. And I
Just
did
do
it. So many things unfolded that some of the things that could have been a fear, some of the things that would have stopped me, some of the things that would have put most people on the floor.
Yeah.
Hey, I just walked over it.
Come on, man.
Push it on.
Come on.
And so, to me, in those moments,
Yeah.
just being a person of faith, but then also preparing myself to be ready for
That's right.
that assignment.
That's right.
It allowed me to be
That's
okay
right.
with walking in it, even
That's right.
without me knowing what that would look like. And in every situation, as time progresses, I began to see why.
Yeah.
Every time I met with someone, God would say, okay, you see how you just created future net worth for that family?
Yeah.
You see how you just created generational wealth for that family?
Yeah.
You see how you protected that person from health care, chronic illnesses, terminal illnesses? You see how you just educated that person?
Yeah.
But also, fast forward to today, you see how everything that's going on in the world right now, I truly feel and know without a shadow of a doubt that financial literacy is my civil rights activism
Okay.
of this time.
Now you speak my language.
It is.
Now you talking my talk.
Because if we don't
You
do
talking my
it,
talk.
who, how, and when?
And listen. See, I love this so much, man, because I feel like we literally speak on the same frequency.
Mm-hmm.
See, you mentioned faith. Mm-hmm. What is faith? The substance of things hoped for. Mm-hmm. The evidence of things not seen.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot wait to see before you do.
That's not
You
faith.
got to take that step before you see.
Mm-hmm.
God is a God that reveals as you go.
Come on.
He said you follow on to know.
Yeah.
If he gave you everything that you're ever going to be, you go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he revealed to you step by step by step. Earlier you mentioned that as a kid you used to pray for wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
That is very profound because I've never heard that, right? Because that takes me back to Solomon, David's son. God came to him one night in a dream. He said, Solomon, what can I give you as my servant? He could have said, give me money, give me wealth, give me this, give me all the ladies in the world, give me power. You know what he asked God for? He said, Lord, grant me wisdom so I may rule your people.
Yeah.
Think about that. See, the moment he said that, he was now thinking like God. Because what? God wants us to be able to what? Serve each other.
Yep.
So by him having the wisdom, he can what? Serve his purpose for God's kingdom. So wisdom is so powerful.
Absolutely.
And for you at a young age to pray for wisdom, that is amazing. Because the Bible said what? Ask and it shall be what? Given.
Given.
Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened. You were asking for wisdom. No matter how long it took, he had to give it to you.
Yeah.
Because that's what you were asking for. Because the more wisdom he gave you, the more you can do what? Service people.
Absolutely.
That's why the saying goes what? Service to many leads to what? Greatness.
Yeah.
You have to serve. And oftentimes we forget that.
We do.
It's about me.
Yeah.
How can I make money? How can I benefit? How can I win? But how about God? Who can I serve today?
Yeah.
That's a totally different question. Because when you ask that question, God said, oh, now you thinking more like me. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to throw you this. We ask God, why, me? God said, you're being selfish right now. Right? Would you agree that the way we think impacts the way we behave every single day?
Absolutely. Like I tell, like when I'm doing some coaching, I tell people, hey, talk to yourself nicely, because what you say becomes a part of your subconscious,
Yeah,
and what's a part
absolutely.
of your subconscious
Become your
becomes
reality.
your reality.
Absolutely.
The actions you take,
Yeah.
it also the thoughts that you think every day. And so we have to be careful with how we're training our minds.
Yeah.
We'll train everything else, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll train our bodies, probably. We'll, train to get ready to do our jobs. But how do we train our minds to seek, to think in the way that we need to think, so that we can take action the way that we need to act?
Come on with it.
Like, we have
with
to.
it.
I think that, to be honest, I think mindset is more important than physical activity.
Yeah.
Because once you get your mind right, the physical activity is
correct.
secondary to that.
Correct.
So, like, you hit a huge point, because if we're able to cultivate a mindset of growth, like have a growth mindset always, we're growing in every area of our lives.
Yeah.
Whether it's our faith,
Yeah.
whether it's our finance, whether
Yeah.
it's our health,
Yeah.
whether it's our family.
Yes.
The fun that we need to have, how we
Yes.
serve people, how we impact.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
really important.
Man, listen, I can go on and on and on. I got 2 or 3 more questions before I let you go.
Okay, that's good.
How do you commingle or interchange, or how do you mix together wealth and health? Like, cause that's where you are, right? You in at the intersection. What's your?
Here's another God thing. It's a God thing. I think it's not even me, but sitting in front of my patients, where I've seen people beg me not to send them to the emergency room because of the financial burden that would cost. Or understanding that one of the reasons they're in this health crisis is because they didn't have enough money or enough coverage to take care of the medications they need, or they didn't even have the time freedom to
I like that.
increase their lifestyle changes as far as diet and exercise
That's right.
to prevent chronic illnesses
That's right.
or to help chronic illnesses.
That's right.
Or being in the
that's deep.
ICU, to where people have to choose between fighting for their lives or putting their family at risk for poverty. None of those things are healthcare
that's
problems.
a huge problem. Yeah.
Those are financial problems.
Correct.
And the financial problems create more healthcare problems.
Yes.
And then vice versa.
Yes.
It's perpetuating a cycle that
Yes.
is hard to interrupt.
Yeah. Yeah. So true.
It is so,
So
and
true.
so when we put ourselves in a
true.
position where we get trapped in the system
true.
the way it is designed,
So true.
that's another story for another day. But
Yeah. Oh,
when
we
we
gonna
get
come back.
trapped in that system, it has us all at risk for poverty.
Yeah.
If one crisis happen, that interrupts our ability to generate income.
That's right.
Because we
That's
are our
right.
biggest asset.
That's right.
We're the body. As long as we have our
That's right.
abilities, we're able to go to work to generate income.
Yes.
But when that is
Yes.
interrupted,
Yes.
what happens to our assets? What happens to
Yes.
our investments,
Yes.
our savings accounts?
Yes.
How does that evaporate over time just because we're not properly prepared for those situations? And so it's huge.
Listen, that is massive. You see, that brings me to my next question, which is perfect. What you just described is such a convoluted issue. Would you agree that makes learning how to get passive income even that much more critical and vital?
Absolutely. I think income diversification is important.
Yes.
When I say diversification, I mean the type of income you receive.
Correct.
Because one source of income
It's not sufficient.
it's not sufficient.
Correct.
It's too close to poverty.
Yeah.
Because then that person who holds that income, or how you get to hold it, it controls you.
Yeah.
But then if something happens to that, you see shutdowns, you see
Yeah.
layoffs, furloughs,
Yeah.
you see all of these things.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing. But then also how that income is taxed
Yeah.
also affects how your ability to have disposable
Sure.
income
Correct.
to be able to invest and buy
Correct.
assets.
Correct.
And so
Correct.
income
Correct.
diversification is important. But then also when you think about inflation,
Yeah.
if you think about it right now, in 2025, $100,000 has the same buying power of $40,000 in
Absolutely.
1990.
Absolutely.
To live comfortably,
Yeah.
a family of four needs to make like $250,000 to $300,000 to.
I got family
live
of 7.
Yeah. So you understand,
Absolutely.
if we're not paying attention to those things, sometimes we sensationalize 6 figures and
Yes.
it looks cute,
That's right.
but it's
That's
not
right.
enough.
That's
and
right.
so it's
And
important.
that's a real statement.
It's real.
It's
Real life.
It's a real. See, this is why I love this podcast and these conversations, because we bring it to the forefront.
Yeah.
Right in your face. Because at the end of the day, if we don't talk about it, who's going to talk about it?
Yeah.
I'm not here to be nice.
Right.
I'm here to add value
Yeah.
to you, right? My last question to you. I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Thank you. My last question to you is, I'm a firm believer that our daily activity, our daily progress, or the daily actions that we take are extremely powerful. It can either send us back or push us forward. What things do you do daily that you feel like you can share with people that is very advantageous and helps you be able to be very good at what you do? And what is your morning routine? Because to me, every person that's successful has a very strong morning routine, because how you start your day is how you end your day. So how would you respond to that?
I think having the daily activity that is intentional. So we have agency over our own lives,
Yes.
and those little actions of intention allow us to incrementally get closer to our
Yes.
goals.
Yes.
So some of the things that I do, I mentioned earlier that I make my calendar my boss.
Yes.
But on that calendar, it has everything that is important to me. So my morning routine, prayer and meditation.
Yes. Yes.
I like slow mornings, so I typically do not answer the phone before 11. I just can't.
I like that.
Otherwise, my day gets thrown
like
off.
that.
But I also can't show up for the people that I signed up to serve. So prayer, meditation. Then I get the kids out of the house, and then after that, work out, and then I get into my day between 11 and maybe 4:30 or 5.
I like that.
And then also in the evening times, I usually put on the calendar family time, movie with the kids, date night.
Very important.
I fill in those spots that are open for appointments,
Yes.
and for whichever industry I'm working with that day. But also at nighttime before bed, I do like a little running to-do list,
Yes.
look at my calendar to
Yes.
see, the white spaces that are not filled. And then prayer and meditation again,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then bedtime. And so
Like
I think
that.
those things, like encompassing all of the things that are important. I also schedule spa days,
Yeah.
rest,
Yeah.
vacation,
Yeah.
girl time.
Man, come on.
All of that is scheduled
on.
because for me, at the end of the day, I don't want to be too hyper focused into service that I lose the core of who I need to be to
That's
even
it.
serve.
That's it.
But
That's it.
also, I don't want to lose important relationships
That's right.
either. So, encompassing that into my calendar scheduling is important. It keeps me busy, but I get to do a lot more. I get to
Yeah.
do everything that I want to do.
When you control your time, you get to do that. Listen, I know I said that's my last question.
Okay.
But I lied. One last
One
one.
last question.
While I have you here, I gotta get this out. One
Okay.
last question. To all the ladies out there and to the fellas, from a lady's perspective, how important is scheduling date night? And do you care whether you plan it or your husband plan it? Like, I want to know, because I think that's a big topic that, especially when you're married, don't get discussed a lot. Because sometimes you date him, you marry him, and you, I got him, so I'm going to chill. But you got to still date him even when you're married. Would you agree with that? So let me know your thoughts from Lee's perspective, the importance of making sure that you still court your wife or your spouse, and you still have date night schedule, no matter how busy you are, making that a priority. What's your take on it?
I think that is super important. The earlier you learn how to do that, the better. Because, like I said, you don't want to lose your valuable relationships just because you didn't cultivate it, you didn't water it, you didn't, plant the seeds. And so for me, I would say to the ladies, hey, learn your spouse. Or even the men, learn your spouse to see what it is that they like, what their love language is, and then also prioritize time to make those things happen.
Yes.
I had to evolve into the person that fit that in, because early on, as you know, in entrepreneurship, sometimes those competing priorities kind of strip you away. But you have to be intentional on getting there.
Yes.
You can't let it stay there for too long. And so for me, lucky enough, we got to a place where we have an understanding as to, when I say roles, it's not gender roles.
Correct.
It's whatever roles fit for our household.
Yes.
And so we got to a point where we understand what we're great at and what we're not so great at.
Yes.
I'm not so great at planning any event. I'm not that great. That we know.
You and I, we're on the same level. I ask for me.
I know what I don't know, and I know what I'm not capable of, but I know where I can go get it.
That's right.
But my husband is. But my job is to prioritize the time slot so that we can get that done.
Yes.
And as long as I do that, he's okay. But whatever it is that what works out in your household, he's okay. But if I don't prioritize the time slot, then I didn't do my part.
Man, listen, I'll tell you, man. So, I asked that question, fellas, not just for y'all, but for me too, to be honest, because that's one area that I definitely need to improve, because sometimes I get so caught up in minutia that I don't make those date nights, right? And it's like, it might go a week or two and we haven't had it, and I'm trying to make it up. I got to do better making sure that every week, no matter what it is, that I make that time for that dating, because that's her love language, right? Because that's a time where we can sit down, reconnect, right? Kind of like, put the love back in motion, right? Be able to kind of figure out what's going on. So to me, my wife has taught me that. Because like I said, I grew up not very emotional, very kind of like, just let me do my thing, keep it moving, right? But with her, those things are important. So I'm learning to also make them important to me as well, right? So I think that's very, very important. So fellas, wherever you at, fellas, I'm trying to just put you on game, man. Date nights, make sure you make time for your ladies. Take them out, have a good time, and refresh both of you guys, all right? Listen, man, Dr. Loretta, I just want to thank you so much for the time. Thank you for the wisdom. Thank you for just the smile and just your enthusiasm to be able to come and share here. Look, at the Wolf District, I promise you, whenever you tune in here, it's all stuff and no fluff. It's value. It's love, right? Because I want to see you succeed. I want to see you excel. I want to see you live your best life. No matter where you are, you are never behind. But don't keep procrastinating. Identify the problem and begin to start taking the proper steps today. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow is not guaranteed to you and I. But today, you got control over, right? So guess what? Peace and love. Wish y'all the best. God bless. Take care. And we out.